Hi guys, thanks for tuning in again. This time we're gonna start off with this crazy funky Elektro Hafiz. It's released in 2016 by Faraway Records. I had never heard before of Elektro Hafiz. What I now understand is that he has been playing in a band and this is his first solo album. The hype sticker says it is some Italian funk rock. I don't know what it is, but it sounds crazy good. I also sent this album as a VCLT to Stavros, and this was his favorite tune. It is filled with some lovely, I don't know, it is electric guitar, but the way he plays it is in a completely different way, and that gives this album such a great sound. The cover art is beautiful. Also on the back you can see it's psychedelic, it has all kinds of flavors to it, but it's clearly Eastern European. And the next album is also electronic, but in a completely different way. It is the album by Kato Simko. She released this album beginning of the year. Like with Elektro Hafiz, no clue who she was, new to this kind of music. As it turns out, she plays the violin, and the London Electronic Orchestra, that is the band she plays with. And the cover art, I think this shows that these are the musicians, so it's all violins, cellos, who are doing the music with a backdrop of beats. The beats are like house beats, which is a very strange mix to do this together, but the result is very nice. It gives this, I don't know really how to explain it, but it's a little bit lots of beats. If you're not into house music or electronic music, I would skip it. Because some songs the violins really drop to the background, but I love this album. I love to play this kind of music late at night. It's just perfect ending of a day. The next album is also electronica based, although there's completely no electronics involved. It's by Gogo Pengiun. I call them Poco of Gogo Pengiun. I don't know what the official name is. You spell it in a different way. Again, this is from my favorite UK label at the moment, Gondwana Records. It's actually an older record from 2013 because they released a new one, which I was intrigued about. Then I checked out their discography and listened to this album, and I preferred this one. This is really blending different kinds of style. It is acoustic, of course. I think they're a trio: piano, bass and drums. So it's a really classic trio setting. But like with the album I showed last time, Mammal Floats, or Flower by Mammal Hands, it's also for Gondwana Records. It has that same vibe to it, although it's clearly different. But here you also hear the piano really and the drums really echoing the electronic, influencing of course with their trio the style of jazz. There's a little bit of improvisation, although there's a clear structure to every song. It's not completely free-flowing. But the piano really goes as if it is an electronic beat. And I must say, this kind of music is really inspiring. It is fresh sounding. It's a fantastic album. The next album is a Dutch album. Well, it's released in Holland by Music from Memory. It's called Gausian Curve. That's the band's name, and the album name is Clouds. And this is a band which is, I think, a one-time band. Let me first needle drop it. So this is much more ambient. The band is around JAZZY. I think I've shown one of his albums before. JAZZY is from Italy, and he plays synthesizers. Really started in the 80s. You can still feel that vibe. They did a compilation which was really big. I've showed it in a previous video, which is really good, and that really inspired, or they got working together with JAZZY and Music from Memory more, and they created some beautiful albums. This is recorded, well, not live, but almost. What does it say on the album? It's recorded live on the Friday of 28th, 29th and 30th of March in 2014. And the fun thing is, it is recorded in the Warmoestraat, and that's a street in Amsterdam. And that's the famous red light district. So this is recorded in the heart of the red light district. It was warm, what I believe, so the windows were open. Sometimes you can hear a little bit of noise from the outside, and it really adds to the atmosphere of this album. It's really an ambient electronic album, but with great improvisation, nice structure to it. I really like this album. I have it already for some time, but because I played the Kato Simko album, I thought of including this one. But now I think we have heard enough electronic music. It's time to go back to my favorite, jazz funk. And it is amazing how much jazz funk is at the moment reissued in Japan. And this is another example, Sunrise. And the album is called Zerosen. And Zerosen is really, I don't know really what was happening in Japan at this time, but they really got this vibrant horn sections, which really catch that jazz funk vibe. And it's amazing. It's as if it was trailing a little bit behind with what was happening at the West Coast in the US. 1-2 years, or the artists came over, did concerts that inspired them to play this kind of music themselves. But it is really bursting with jazz funk. This one also has some vocals on it. I have no clue who is singing. It's originally released in 1977, and so that's the same time as the last one I showed from Hiroshi Suzuki. That's also where this one is released. That's what's stating on the obi strip. It's a project by HMV Japan. It's called Deep Jazz Reality, and I'm trying to get more of this because the pressing is beautiful, the music is beautiful, it's just excellent. The next album was Lucky Find, or I have to thank Stavros. Stavros sent me as a VCLT this album by Tommy Stewart. I had no clue who Tommy Stewart was, but he turned out to be a producer who did a lot of like disco songs at the end of the 70s. Let me double check what to play. And he did some albums, or one or two I believe, it's not that many, where he did not really have a band. He just I think he played it himself, and I don't know if he had some kind of fake band in front of him, but the album was just very obscure, like with this album. So it is done together with Steve Miller, Kurt Mitchell, J.D. Morris and Harry Case from 1978. And it is mixing a little bit of styles. Of course, it's going a little bit in the jazz disco direction, but this could almost be a Mitchell song. I mean, Larry Mitchell would have signed this, I would have said yes, of course. It's like Donald Byrd with dominoes and so on. Very nice. But the music on this is also changing in different directions. Because this song is almost like a Kool and the Gang song. You have to be careful when you buy this album. Make sure that you have some tone control on your stereo, because the hype sticker says that it is. Does it officially say? No. This says that there's a free download card, but somewhere it says that it has newly remastered from the original master tapes. I don't know. I think the master tapes are not perfect, because I remember Stavros showing an album. I think it had some of the same songs of it, and it is also highly, it has a high pitch to it. When you turn down the treble a little bit, it sounds beautiful, because there are a lot of hi-hats and so on. But be careful, check it out in the shop, or make sure that you can return it if it is not to your liking. And the last album I want to show is by Banda Black Rio, Maria Fumaca. This was shown by John, 6-inch pianist. He had it playing in the background, and we discussed it a little bit in the comments, and I had to get it. It is like late 70s Brazilian funky disco-y poppy song a little bit of way, but it has that vibe that you just, it grabs you. It clearly is not like with the Japanese, what I showed before, that they copy it. No, they mix it with their own music. It's a little bit of Latin to it. It's reissued by, I thought, Mr. Bongo. But the strange thing, yeah, it says it only on the hype sticker. Brazilian disco boogie jazz funk. Perfect description. Well, we're again at the end of this episode. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and thank you for watching.